Guys, welcome to Better Bachelor. My name is Joker with a face for radio and a voice for print. Today, I've got a win. You know, very rarely do I talk about things that turn out great for us guys. Usually it's some weird law or some crazy thing that happens. Anyway, I've got good news. A big win for Johnny. It has nothing to do with a court case. And I hope to put that in the title down below so you guys know that. So if not, make sure to share this around because this is a pretty big win. Before we get started, remember, you'll notice I've redone my UI. I like to do that about once a year. I don't know if I'm going to come out with a new intro or not, but I'll keep the same music because I know you guys like that. But I've redone the window a little bit. I may need to recenter myself and get used to it just a bit. Anyway, big win for Johnny. We'll jump right into it. From MSN, it says Johnny Depp wins women's harm organization's support in the AH trial. So women are actually, and even women's organizations that specifically deal with home harm are coming out and going, yeah, you know, we've watched this trial and we're on board. Now down here, they always have these fun reacts, and it kind of gives you a little bit of, I don't know, how people are responding to the story. 253 likes, 255 hearts, which is roughly, what do we got? 500 people that say, yay, I'm on board with this, and 35 that are upset and 5 that are sad. So that's 40 that are against and 500 kind of like, hey, I support them coming out and doing this. I like this story. So they say here, a women's harm organization recently voiced its support for Johnny Depp amid the high-profile defamation trial between the actor and ex-wife Amber Heard. I can't say those words on YouTube because they instantly whack your video. Against ex-wife AH. They say Depp sued Heard for $50 million for defaming him. You guys know that. Opinion piece, blah, 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 blah. You guys know this if you've been keeping up with it. Mission NGO, a nonprofit international organization. So it's international. Which I think is kind of important. Again, it's getting this story out worldwide that, hey, you know, guys can get harmed too. They shouldn't always be looked at as the ones perpetrating the harm. They say supporting women and children from physical, sexual, and psychological harm, released a statement in support of Depp, and people on social media have applauded the organization for recognizing men as household harm. People that can get household harm. I have to skip so many words because of YouTube. Valeria Antobelli, Mission NGO's president and founder, wrote in the statement, you know, harm is a serious topic. As women mothers, we have the duty and the responsibility to educate our sons and daughters, that is to say the future generation, in the light of the values of dialogue, respect, compassion between men and women without any gender distinction in order to prevent violence or harm within the weapons of love and education. Now, those of you on YouTube, if you're hearing a lot of these words dropped out, understand that's because of YouTube and their crap. In deep respect with the people that are harmed of household actions, that we have to affirm for intellectual honesty are generally women. We feel to express as women, as mothers, as free thinkers, our compassion for Johnny in this bad page of his personal history. Let me put a pause here and say this. You know, it's quite often that you'll hear that they'll say, oh, women are overwhelmingly the ones that are harmed in the household. But again, according to studies, it's almost 50-50. It's very close to each partner. And out of all the demographics, women dating women have the most household harm. And then men dating men is next. And then men dating women is last. Why? Because a lot of times the women either realize, hey, if I attack him, he's stronger and may hurt me. Or if they do attack, a lot of the times guys say, I can't do anything back because I'll be blamed as the one that's in the wrong and I could possibly hurt her. Also, while men are the ones that do a lot of this with fisticuffs and physical blows, women are usually found to wait until the man is either asleep or drunk or in some other state where they can't fight back, and that's when women take their revenge, so to speak. They continue on. Antebelli also wrote and shared in an open letter, according to Globe Newswire, in which she said Mission NGO women from all over the world stand against household harms, regardless of gender, age, or race. Our mission is to educate men and women with no differences, to keep talking and living the values of love, mutual comprehension, and sensitivity in order to prevent all kinds of harm against women, against men, against kids. Now, again, I think this is a massive, massive win. Now, does it solve all the problems? No. But it's a group that's a women's group that traditionally talks about women's issues when it comes to this, saying, hey, you know what? We see it too. We can obviously tell that something's gone wrong in this relationship where it seems that Johnny is the one that's having all the harm aimed at him, or that it's kind of I've watched a lot of it. I've watched I don't know how many hours of this, and it kind of seems overwhelmingly the case that Amber has not been able to prove that Johnny actually did anything, and Johnny has some witnesses and has some audio recording and has, even in Amber's own words, where he fled into a bathroom, she banged on the door and pounded on to get in, and when he finally opened the door, he scraped her toe. I don't know how badly. Obviously, it didn't require any medical treatment, and she admitted to punching him and hitting him because he scraped her toe. Again, if you're kind of familiar with a lot of the stories that come out about harm, you realize that if somebody hurts you and they go hide in a bathroom, you don't pound the door down and calling them names and getting in their face so that they open the door and come back out and confront you. Because if they're the ones hurting you, you don't want to be confrontational. So there's a lot going on in this case, and if you guys have kept up on it, I suggest you do. If you haven't, Rakita Law is one of my favorites to watch for that. But why this is such a big win is, again, because this is at least an effort. It's at least a start. And if you can't be happy with at least a start, we've got to find our wins where we can. Now, does that solve all the problems? No, we've got a long way to go. Antebelli's letter continued, as women, we have compassion and we feel empathy, not for the star, the talent, the actor, but for a man, a father, a worker, a human. This mental health is something we have to care about to live in a positive environment where women and men can love and respect each other without any kinds of harm. We are human, and we have to find the humanity we are born for. Some people online have congratulated Mission NGO for their stance. User who goes by the name blah, who cares? He says, wow, very important. Finally, a human rights organization speaking up for Johnny. Mission NGO, you are the first to do so. You are heroes. Now, something else to keep in mind here that I think is really important is this may be a little bandwagoning too. This Mission NGO may realize that this is a very, very public trial. It's going around the world. And I also wouldn't put it on an organization to put their name out there and to try to glam onto the news to get extra donations. So maybe there's some ulterior motives here that we don't necessarily know about. Now, maybe there isn't, but maybe there is. And if there is, and they're trying to capitalize on this, and all of a sudden they're like, look, we're such an empathic, caring, and we support men too. We're looking for donations, would you please? And you know the game. So again, but here's the thing. Even if something is done with kind of selfish intentions, if the message that comes out of it is good, at least maybe there's a win out of this. Again, I don't know their intentions. Another user wrote on Twitter, this is equality, this is real feminism. Thank you, Mission NGO. Heard has countersued Depp for $100 million for nuisance. The trial has taken place in Fairfax, Virginia, and has been highly viewed. And this we know. Closing arguments are expected on May 27th, which is in 6 days. I think this is an important case to keep up on. I hope you guys have been. We'll see. We'll see how everything turns out. We'll know more in a little bit. But here, the thing that I've mentioned many times, even if Johnny doesn't win a penny, he's cleared his name to a great degree. At least I think. It's overwhelmingly, at least online, in favor of Johnny at this point. It means he can probably go back to acting. It means it's probably going to hurt her reputation and her as far as getting movies. And it shows at a minimum that there are two people here who both have substance problems, who both maybe aren't the greatest people to date, and they may have some issues. But at least it's getting out there that this is not a one-way street. And again, this is at least another big case and another big voice of, hey, maybe let's give both parties a chance to put their story out and get their news out. Guys, if you're enjoying my work here on YouTube, go back and see my previous videos. A lot of them I don't think are getting recommended. My views are very low on them. I don't know why. And the topics I think are relevant. And you can join me on betterbachelor.locals.com, free speech forums. We talk politics. We talk about men's issues. We talk about world issues. And we talk about the jab and the new version of monkeypox coming out. And all, you know, the great news is you can pretty much talk about everything over there except for like completely naked photos. Like we don't share that stuff, or adult content. We don't share that stuff over there. Everything else is fair game, and I am the only moderator. So if you're looking for a place to really talk and have your voice heard and not be silenced down, become a supporter today over there, and you can participate. We do movie nights, and I do live streams and one-off and long-form content over there, and mostly unedited, although this one I'll probably edit for YouTube only, because that's usually how it goes. Anyway, join us over there. I think you'll enjoy it.